What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this, yes, unorthodox live stream coming in hard, talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the trailer that dropped yesterday, and that franchise that Paramount won't stop pumping out. Woo! We got a show for you today. Joining us, the person who wanted to make this happen. I say, yeah, let's go. Why not go on a Wednesday? Why not? Myself from another crib, Game Z1, who hasn't been here for quite a bit. What's going on?
Hello, schedules just haven't quite aligned, but hey, I'm here the whole time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We're talking Hedgehog today.
It's gonna be crazy. I can't believe we got you. Also joining us, we got Shin Rob. What's up, brother?
Oh, hey, how's it going? I didn't even realize you were all here. What a nice surprise. I hear we're talking Blue Rodent. I'm quite happy.
Blue Rodent, I love it. And last but not least, but definitely probably not the last, it's open, who knows? We got my brother Alex coming in hot. What's up, Alex?
What's up, guys? Love Sega, love Nintendo, love gaming. The Blue Rodent has got it going. Let's talk about the HEDGEHOG.
The what? I don't know what that means.
The HEDGEHOG.
Oh,
The Wu-Tang?
that's what I
The
thought.
HEDGEHOG.
Oh, the HEDGEHOG. Well,
Hedgehog, yeah. It's just a meme way to say hedgehog.
no wonder why I faulted with that. Well, listen, I'm going to just start off by saying I am not a fan of this franchise like that. I don't hate it at all. I watched the first one. I did not get to watch the second one just yet. But this trailer for the third one had some very interesting things. I will also go on record to say that the very interesting things for me, I guess, works because I've never played the games that involves these characters like that. Outside of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Spinball. I'm missing something. Game Gear Sonic.
Genesis games. You're a classic Sonic fan.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I'm old
You
school.
had your last movie, all right? Now it's the adventure fans' time, all right?
There we go. So, I mean, look, Games, honestly, this is yours. Take it away.
Bro, ladies and gentlemen, we all knew that this wasn't going to be 1-to-1 with Sonic Adventure 2. But what was shown yesterday blew my fucking mind. I have never been more sold on a Keanu Reeves movie than I have right now.
I'm sorry,
All right.
Keanu Reeves. What are we talking about? Where? I didn't see him.
Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, I'll fall
Yeah.
back. Holy shit. They got Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, they got
They did.
Keanu Reeves.
Okay, I'll fall back. Go ahead. Continue, please. Holy shit.
Okay, a lot of things were shown in this trailer that just has so many implications if you've played the games. And I know me, Rob, and Alex have all played Sonic Adventure 2,
Yep.
so we know what's coming.
Yeah.
Especially with that shot of Shadow in the glass tube holding a little girl's hand. That little girl is
Yeah.
named Maria Robotnik.
Maria.
Maria! I swear to God, if I hear Shadow just go, Maria, like Keanu Reeves do that, I'm gonna fucking nut in the theater, all right?
I hope he says, where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Yes. I feel like in Japan, it's called Sonic versus Shadow Battle It Out in Tokyo, I think it's called. But also, like, with the marketing, before the trailer even dropped, there was, like, projection images of Sonic, Shadow, and Eggman all over the world, right? So this might be a globe-trotting adventure. We even see Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles in London, right?
Fire.
So, like, we could be doing, like, a global search for the Chaos Emeralds to activate, the Eclipse cannon to blow up the world or piss on the moon, depending on how Mimi you are.
Or your wife.
Good lord.
I'm going to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch.
Ain't this supposed to be a kids movie? What the hell?
You had to be there.
You had to be there, man. The fact that, we got Jim Carrey back at all is a godsend, in my opinion. Dude has been killing it. This is his first trilogy.
Oh, God, yeah. You ain't wrong.
And no, because, all the other, Jim Carrey sequel movies, freaking that Ace Ventura prequel with the kid Ace Ventura, or Dumb and Dumber with those lookalike actors. They were supposed to be younger versions, or Son of the Mask. They never had Jim Carrey in it.
Let alone twice.
Yeah, let alone twice.
2 different characters. It's fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Friggin' unintentional Diego Doom reference. But going down with almost frame by frame with the trailer, right? You got the setup with Sonic and Tom in Sonic's old cave from the first movie, right?
Yep.
I'm not too sure where they're going to go with that outside of just the heartfelt conversation, dad talk, just instead of on a boat on a lake, it's in Sonic's old cave. But it might have some plot significance.
Well, remember what they said? Sonic grew up with family, Shadow had tragedy. So maybe they're setting up in the beginning of the film to those that have not seen 1 or 2, hey, he's gone through this arc. His original family, quote unquote, died, and he has this new one, and he's been protecting. But Shadow has gone through shit.
True. And one major difference for those who haven't played the game, like you, G1, is in Sonic Adventure 2, Gun actually, GUN, Guardian Units of Nations, they're really established in the second movie. You really need to watch the second movie, by the way. That's so much better of a theatrical movie experience than the first movie was. First movie was just the Alvin and the Chipmunks hot formula, probably done the best. And that's about it.
Let's just watch it after the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it is on Netflix.
I would be down for that, if you would be down for that, G1.
I got stuff to do. I would, but my bad.
That's valid.
Spider-Man jumps in and says Shadow is gonna have to live and learn. I guess that's a reference.
We fucking hope.
I guess that's a reference.
That's a reference. That's a reference to the main theme song of Sonic Adventure 2, which is called "Live and Learn,"
which we all love.
Yes. Oh, it's one of the best butt rock songs that you'll ever hear in your life.
It's true.
But yeah, so in Sonic Adventure 2, Gun actually mistakes Shadow for Sonic. And they go after Sonic and they arrest him because Sonic was framed by Shadow just for looking. I don't even know how you mistake black and red hedgehog for a blue hedgehog, but whatever. We can get into the game universe's color blindness later, especially with Amy. If she's even in this movie, please be in this movie. Please just be hiding her. Oh.
I'll say it later on that.
But in the movie, Sonic's working with Gunn. Gunn went to Sonic and was like, hey, we need your help. Team Sonic's help. Sonic Heroes reference. All right? Great. Got the boys. Tails is flying a helicopter. And that helmet is adorable. Absolutely adorable. Anybody want to chime in?
The dead space is palpable.
The dead space is palpable. I thought I lost you guys through Discord for a minute.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm just listening because, like I said, I've never played any of these games.
And also, just so you know, Heroes takes place after Adventure, since that was what said.
And why is Tails flying a helicopter?
Heroes
Shouldn't be
takes
flying a
place
biplane? I'm just
after
asking.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Where's
That
Tails
was
playing?
the first.
That's
The
for the first
airport
Adventure game.
is probably going to be
That's from the classics.
like in play later. They might be saving that Sonic Adventure 2 reference for maybe a later trailer or something. But and this is all speculation on my part. But
What are you
in
talking
Sonic
about?
Adventure 2,
Tails is flying a biplane in Sonic 2. What are we talking about?
I know he was flying a biplane in Sonic 2, but
No,
in
I mean like the
Sonic
video
Adventure
game from
2,
like,
he modifies the biplane into a walker mech, right?
Oh.
And they might be saving that for a later trailer for Sonic 3.
Okay, that's
I don't know. That's speculation on my part. But it'd be dope as shit if they turned the plane into the walker, like in the game.
That's kind of crazy, actually. Let me ask you a question. If somebody who's not played Sonic Adventures games, somebody who doesn't know the story of Shadow the Hedgehog, I went and before this trailer, like a year or two ago, I went on this Sonic kick and I was just like watching like the history of Sonic, the lore of Sonic, and it's deep. It gets deep as fuck, and I was like, damn.
It does.
Really?
It does.
For the fucking blue fuzzball that goes fast? And that's not me knocking Sonic. I like Sonic. As a mascot, Sonic was my guy. Sega! I'm with it. But, like, the low is crazy. So I was watching some of the games, and I believe it was Adventure. I don't know which one it was. But there was, like, this. I don't know if it was a giant robot thingamabob or was a dragon something-mabob that was probably, like, the final boss.
Okay, so if it was a giant dragon-looking robot,
Yes.
you might be thinking of Sonic Heroes, which is Metal Overlord, who is an evolved version of Metal Sonic.
Oh, God. Whoa. Is Metal Sonic in this movie?
No.
Oh, come on.
Not that we know
No,
of.
an asterisk, not that we know of. But
I don't think so.
there
I
might
think it's
be a
gonna be
very
Shadow.
specific reason why Eggman in this trailer and in the movie, assumedly, makes a deal with Sonic to team up, and he wants the quill. So he might be using the quill to make a Metal Sonic. Maybe, I don't know. That's again speculation on my part.
We do see the quill and Eggman with the quill in the trailer.
True. And he takes a hit of that sweet, sweet electricity once again.
Yes, he does. He's quite addicted.
Unreal. All right, let me
One
ask.
of my favorite Jim Carrey bits. What was you gonna ask?
Oh no, I was gonna ask, like, what from this trailer do you think is gonna lead into the bigger lore, and like, where do certain characters pop up? Because look, the last character I remember, well, I shouldn't say I remember, but the last character I remember playing a Sonic the Hedgehog game as was Knuckles. You know, Sonic and Knuckles, the expansion of Sonic 3. You had to get the little flip off, whatever it was, a cartridge thing. It was great. Good times.
We love it.
Yeah, good times. Way back in the 90s, good times. But outside of Knuckles, I mean, there's obviously a huge cast of characters from cartoons to, you know, comic books to the video games. I just don't know where they fall in terms of video games. So in the Sonic Adventure games, are there more characters that get, you know, introduced outside of Shadow?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this, and I'm going to go back to the Genesis days. Amy Rose was put in Sonic City, and Sonic City took place between 2 and 3, the 2 games that you've played. And the thing with Sonic CD is that the problem why it's not so popular is that back in the day, it was a CD attachment to the Genesis, and a lot of people did not get that attachment. But Amy Rose was actually created even before Knuckles. So if you want to go by that logic, that hopefully, as Gam 1 said, is that Amy should be in this movie just because Amy's such an old character.
Yeah, and Amy is actually integral to Shadow's character development. If you know, you know.
She's not the pink hedgehog, is she? Or is she the bat?
She is the pink hedgehog, yes.
Okay.
Rouge the Bat. That's the character. That's the Bat.
Rouge the Bat is the other character. And she is more essential to Shadow's character after Sonic Adventure 2 than she is in Sonic Adventure 2.
Gotcha.
Because she's more
still important in Sonic 2. I would say still important in Adventure 2, especially if you go by the Sonic X route of the Shadow the Hedgehog storyline, because they really pushed her in that series.
Very true.
This shit is as convoluted as a multiverse. Jesus.
I mean, they are planning on making this a cinematic universe from last I heard before this whole trailer hype happened.
Did the Knuckles show lead into anything we've seen in the trailer? Or did the Knuckles show...
Yes, actually. When Knuckles is gliding off of the Big Ben Tower, his fists are flaming. Those are the flames of disaster. Those were introduced in the Knuckles TV show, in the movie's lore, at the very least.
Okay. Oh,
That's pretty much it, and you really don't need to watch the show.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Like, you just need to know that in some way, shape, or form, they worked in a villain from Sonic 06, and that's the canon way, reason, whatever. He got his flaming anal fists and all that shit. So
Yeah. He beat up a big flame god named Iblis, and he got the flames of disaster. That's all you really need to know.
yeah, and honestly, on a base level, that's pretty much all you're going to get out of the show, except for one of the greatest fights ever in a kitchen with a Jewish mother.
With Jewish kung fu.
Yes.
Great.
Knuckles is Jewish by association now. It's hilarious.
You know,
But-
Jew Fu is a real thing, though. Like, that's legit. Jew Fu is real.
Yeah. Well, Krav Maga.
All right, look, I guess the question we should have asked right off the top was, and this goes to everybody here, how was this trailer?
This trailer was fantastic.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Like-
Basically 9.8 out of 10 for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it was everything I was waiting for and more.
Yeah, and that's the biggest point to all this, because the big hype of Sonic 3 was, Shadow's going to be in it, and a majority of we wanted to see obviously the first teaser, the first taste of the movie, and a lot of that was Shadow, and we see a lot of Shadow, and we also see something in particular that we weren't really expecting to be seeing, which is Gerald Robotnik, who's also played by Jim Carrey, which is another big fucking character from Sonic Adventure 2. But
Huge character.
yeah, he's alive, which is huge because he's dead in that game, allegedly, definitely, not even allegedly. But that's where the trailer succeeds. It's that they're showing you the stakes of the movie. They're giving you more than enough of Shadow to hold you over, because there's probably going to be another trailer, but it's probably not going to be here for a while. Probably maybe like a month before the movie comes out.
Yeah, probably
if they're
early
smart.
November.
Yeah. So the trailer ticks off every box because it does everything the fan base wanted it to do. And that's why I think the reception's just been so warm. I mean, we even get to see Shadow on his motorcycle from Shadow the Hedgehog. It's great. It's fantastic. There's no aliens, thank God. but maybe for now.
Listen, I wanted to touch on that. Nobody else in the fandom has been talking about this. It's a wonder why Shadow is on a motorcycle. Keanu Reeves loves motorcycles, okay? He needs to pull up at the premiere with that motorcycle.
No.
It'd be great.
He needs to pull up at the premiere with that motorcycle doing the Akira slide like was in the trailer.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can't
he'll
lie,
probably
was
do
pretty
that too. He can probably do that.
He could probably pull it off.
Real quick, Spider-Man jumps in and says, 10 out of 10, rolled my eyes into the back of my head with that trailer.
Goddamn right.
That's great.
And remember this, it was just a few years ago before, and I would say Detective Pikachu kind of started this trend of good video game movies, but there was a time when we were never getting them. Every single one was a pile of doo-doo.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Am I going to show my age here? Literally? Come on, guys. I was in the movie theaters when Mortal Kombat popped, and that shit was dope.
Well, yeah.
One out of 100.
Mortal Kombat is one of only like 2 or 3 off the top of my head examples back in the olden days, like pre-first Sonic movie days of video game movies, right? Like you got that, you got the Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie.
I don't know if those count.
Those are great.
yeah, y'all think so?
I just think Angelina Jolie is hot.
Yeah, I agreed.
I just think she looks hot. Those movies are pretty bargain bin.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying in general is that it's known that video games and movies did not go well until basically Detective Pikachu. And once that movie came out, it seemed to be a more positive trend for video game films. You know, we got now the 3 Sonic films. We got a Mario film that was, hit $500 million. So that was very impressive. And so we're getting them now, and I'm happy that we're finally going to that trend of you just need good writing and know people what they need to do. Know their stuff.
We had a bit of a hiccup with Borderlands, but that's okay. All right, not all of them are going to be winners.
That was delayed for 10 years. Remember that
this Friday.
Yeah,
I remember
that took a lot longer than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, remember that was 10 years in development. So yeah,
you know what else was in years? You know what else was in development for 10 years?
Sonic.
Exactly. What's the difference there?
It was originally going to be released by Sony.
Yeah, but you see the difference there, and it's with every single video game movie that's ever existed and beyond. You need to get the right people to do it. You need to get somebody that knows and appreciates what they're working with and what they're doing. Because the director of these Sonic movies, he's a Sonic nerd. He worked on Shadow the Hedgehog. He animated the fucking CG intro for Shadow the Hedgehog. Well, he was part of
he animated the CG intro for Shadow the Hedgehog. I think even Sonic Unleashed.
That's what I'm getting at, though. It's like you can't just get fucking some rando with a great fucking track record to direct a movie like Sonic the Hedgehog and think that it's just immediately going to be good. I know a lot of these movies, they give them the first time directors because at that point they can break even. They're not paying a massive fucking budget. They're not getting Del Toro to make Sonic 4. It's never going to fucking happen. But you look at somebody like Jeff Fowler, you look at somebody like, even to some extent, Paul W.S. Anderson, who was a fan of Mortal Kombat, and it follows. It follows all the way through except Mario because Nintendo had a gun to their heads the entire time they were making that movie. We know it. It's true.
Yeah.
And good for some anyway.
That's the point to all of that. It's just like video game adaptations always had the stage to be good. It's just that they kept giving them to the wrong people. You ball.
Hey! House of the Dead was good. House of the Dead was good.
No, it wasn't.
It was good. Damn it, it was good.
The 8 Resident Evil movies that were all bad.
House of the Dead is good, like McDonald's is good for you.
There it is.
Listen.
Oh man, there was a funny ass comment, and then I guess they deleted it. I was about to read it, but anyhow, my man Pedrea Kemp. I can't say your name, but good evening, amigos. Good evening, my friend. Thank you for joining. And honestly, this guy right here, this is one of the OG G Show originals back on the Facebook page. So, thank you for being here.
So the only movies like pre even Detective Pikachu that I could say you could argue for video game movie adaptations would be either A, Warcraft, because that movie was just kind of okay.
That was
and
alright,
it looked really good.
Yeah.
And Rampage.
Rampage.
Not Silent Hill. What's going on here?
No.
I liked the first Silent Hill. The second one was garbage.
JR's not here to
I'm
defend.
I'm only talking about the only one that matters, and that's the first one.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. Actually, I saw it like over the summer, earlier in the summer. I saw it.
For a horror video game adaptation movie, that was above average.
I have not seen it since theaters. But again, I went to see it because I was like, oh, Silent Hill, okay, whatever. I never played those games like that, man. I was like, this ain't Resident Evil. Get this shit out my TV. But I'm a simpleton. I'm a simpleton.
Assassin's Creed movie was
Whoa, yeah, what?
that recent
What movie?
that Assassin's Creed
What?
movie.
Who?
Don't mention that one. Ooh.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. What about the Hitman movie, though? What?
I think I'm thinking of Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh man, I kind of
Remember
like
that?
that. I kind of like that. I kind of like that movie.
You guys
actually.
remember Street Fighter, the movie?
Let's
that's
never,
actually-
uh,
Of course.
never
That's a
talk,
diamond in the rough choice right there. That's
never talk about that.
That's a so bad it's good pick.
No, it's so not. It's just why they do that to Raul Julia, bro. I'm still fucking frustrated about that. No, Mr. Chem, Street Fighter is not good. If
We
not,
got a good Street Fighter 2 animated movie.
oh, okay,
Right.
okay. You know what? That's the greatest anime. That's the greatest video game movie ever made. Street Fighter animated movie. I love that movie, but I
The
can't count
animated
it
stuff is
because
great.
it's animated. Yeah, can't count it. Can't count it because it's animated, right? It wasn't.
But then you can't count Mario.
No, wait. I was gonna walk it back. I don't think that movie counts only because it was anime. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean it like that. I don't think it was looking to be a video game movie like that.
In this shit.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was made to be like a video game movie like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this is a cool video game. We can make a great anime from it. Let's do it. Boom. There you go. You got classic, right? As opposed
What about
to
the
Mortal Kombat, where they're like, yo, let's fucking do Mortal Kombat. It makes $1 million, right? Like $1 billion in the arcades. Let's fucking make a movie and capitalize. That's it. I don't think they were trying to capitalize on the success. It was always going to happen. Japanese company, Japanese video game. Let's just fucking do a Japanese anime. Now, if it would have came out on a USA Network like the fucking TV show, different story. If it came from that, like Transformers or G.I. Joe, if it came from the Street Fighter USA Network cartoon and they did an animated movie, then that's different. They're trying to capitalize. I just think that was just always going to happen, run-of-the-mill type shit, if you will. I don't know. I
agree with that. I mean, the difference is why I count Mario is it's just a big blockbuster, expensive film. That wasn't like a tiny little animated film. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
to
no,
me, that's one
it's
of
so
up
true.
there.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Mr. Kemp says
But
Raul
this
Julia
movie
was
is
fantastic.
probably going to take Mario's spot as the highest grossing video game movie.
I don't know about that. Because I'm gonna say this, even
I don't think
Sonic
so
2,
either.
I don't even think how high did that go?
No,
Listen,
listen. Shadow sells things, all right.
Okay,
Okay, but here's the
Shadow
thing.
sells.
Okay, here's the thing.
Does
There's
it
a
really?
difference, right? There's a difference. Sonic 2, which it did very well, right? It only did $405 million. Is this really gonna get an extra billion? Because Mario's
No.
$1.5 billion or $1.4 billion. So to get to that point is they gotta not only pass Sonic, but then add $1 billion on top of that. That's gonna be hard, man.
It's gonna do gangbusters, but I don't think it's gonna be surpassing Mario.
Gangbusters in
Like,
what
I
terms?
have faith that it's gonna beat the balls off of everybody who goes to see it, whether they have balls or not. But I don't know about 1 billion worldwide.
It ain't happening.
I don't know.
It ain't happening.
Because remember,
Did
Sonic
Mario
is
make
popular, but
millions?
still Mario. That's always been a thing.
Mario
Always
broke
been
a
thing.
billion quick, bro. Mario broke a
Yeah.
billion.
Mario set the record now, I believe.
Yeah. It's the number one grossing video
So
game movie.
I'll say it'll probably beat Sonic 2's performance.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
here's the
For
thing.
sure.
I'm looking at the box office right now. The first one did 306 million, and the second one did 405 million. So
Okay.
it went up 100 million. That's
I-
a pretty good ascension.
I can
There's
see
no
that
way
trend.
it's going to get 1 billion over that.
I could see a
Oh,
trend like
I
that.
don't think it's
No.
gonna get.
But
I
it's
think
gonna
it's-
outperform Sonic 2 easily.
Oh, yeah. I think this is my rating. I think it's going to go between 600 and 800 million.
Wow, I was going to say 550 to 650, but I ain't mad at you.
Just for two
I can
reasons.
see
One,
I could see it creeping
This is
in.
why Shadow is such a different kind of thing. It's also making it seem more mature. Secondly, the Sonic franchise is a movie collection of the two. It's been positive. So once you start having word of mouth and all this stuff, you're already getting to a point that's a trilogy. It's been all about positive. Knuckles has been doing well. So it's getting to that trend where, okay, I know hopefully it's not going to suck. And we don't have to risk
Also,
it.
don't count out like movie star fans, like Idris Elba fans going to see this movie because Knuckles is back. Jim Carrey fans going to see this movie because it's a Jim Carrey movie with
Times
CGI
two.
animals in it.
It's times
Keanu
two.
Reeves fans are going to flock to see this.
Now,
Shadow will get a gun in this movie, mark my words.
There's a gun on the motorcycle, dude. If you looked.
Yeah, but he's gonna be strapped. That's all I'm saying. Bro's gonna be strapped.
Hold up. I gotta shout this. This comment is perfect. Mr. Kemp says, I predict it will do better than the Crow remake. Cracking up.
My ass is
emoji.
doing better than the Crow remake.
That's
Yeah.
a damn shame, but it's
I-
not.
that
think
yet.
it already did that, and it's not even out yet.
Oh my God, oh my God, this might be for Friday. Could the Crow remake be the worst comic book adaptation of all time?
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, terrible.
Somebody explained that Crow remake to me as if it was directed and written by somebody who thought that's how the Crow operated instead of actually knowing it. So
I mean,
that tells me everything I need to know.
when you know it's bad when right before the movie comes out, Bill Skarsgård says, "I hate that they changed the ending of the movie."
Yeah.
He says, I wish I didn't turn down Shadow the Hedgehog's role.
It should have been Hayden Christensen. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
That
You
would've
know
been
what?
not-
Time
that
out.
would've been so bad.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Again, as somebody that don't know the shit like that, was that a thing at a time?
It was
Yeah,
just
no, that was a
very
big theory.
popular
That was
fan cast.
big theory. Yeah.
It was between that and Keanu Reeves. They were the top two. Like,
Okay.
honestly, by
Yeah.
far.
That and Robert Pattinson.
were kind of neck and neck for a little bit.
No, listen,
And
out
Robert
of
Pattinson.
not for nothing, I gotta be honest here. Again, as somebody outside looking in, the whole idea. If you would have got Hayden Christensen, oh, I'm in. I would have been in, honestly, because I would have been like, that's kind of crazy, right? He's having a little bit of a resurgence right now. Granted, it's on television.
Right,
Granted, it's in Disney Plus, but you know, people appreciate that dude more now than we did then, right? So,
Agreed.
Very true.
oh God, if you would have been like, yeah, Hayden Christensen is Shadow the Hedgehog, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm probably not going to see this movie outside of Paramount Plus, right? But
That's
if
why
you
we're
would have said
kidnapping you.
Hayden Christensen, I'd have been like, you know what? Why the fuck not? I like the first one.
Inspired.
I'm
Right.
gonna say this: that's if Paramount Plus survives because they're not doing well. But that's a different topic. But
Like both of them were really picked, and this was really demonstrated with the trailer. Was because they were celebrity picks, we knew they weren't going to like do a voice and they were just going to talk. and we all just felt like Keanu Reeves or Hayden Christensen just talking into the mic just sound like Shadow.
Yeah,
And that was proven with the trailer. That Keanu's killing it.
and
But
he's
he's actually trying. Like, he's actually trying too, because I know his normal voice. It's not like what's his face from Guardians of the Galaxy that's always acting like himself.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, like Mario. Chris Pratt is just Chris Pratt. But at least Keanu Reeves is actually trying. Like, you could tell he's not acting like himself. He's actually trying to be that snarky Shadow the Hedgehog, which that's what I want. That's what I always wanted.
Bunch.
I'm glad you brought up.
There's a difference with just acting dark, like and actually acting. I think he's actually trying, which makes me happy.
Hey, hold up. Green 2 says, "Say hi to me." What's up, Green 2? How you doing?
Hi.
There you go.
Yeah.
I will say, you brought up Chris Pratt, and I had this weird ass Garfield joke in the fucking can, and I was ready to go. And then you bring it up, and I'm like, well, fuck it. I was gonna call this Garfield 3: The Return of Bill Murray. Fuck.
Oh God.
I mean, who else?
How well did that Garfield movie do?
I didn't do anything. I don't even think it came out. Or
Yeah,
if it did.
no.
It did better than
think it did well.
Furiosa.
Yes,
fair.
Yes, Green 2. We talk to people here on the G Show. So like, share, and subscribe, I guess, right? That's what we do. We chilling now, right?
Your guys are gonna laugh at this. It only did 36 million.
Garfield, dude, and I bet you any amount of money that was like Arnold Schwarzenegger, his daughter, and Maria Shriver. Now, is it Maria Shriver, Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife? They were like, let's put some money into this.
You know what's sad though? The animated film, which they want to make it better than the Bill Murray one. The Bill Murray one did 208 million, and the animated one only did 36. Oof.
But
nobody likes that
name
idea.
Maria. Speaking of the name Maria, going back to a question that you asked earlier, G1, about moments or shots in the trailer that stuck out the most lore-wise and stuff like that. There's two.
Okay.
One is, I've already mentioned it, with Shadow holding out his hand to the glass, and Maria, the little girl, holding her hand to the glass as well. The second shot is almost a blink and you'll miss it kind of shot, where you see Shadow and what looks to be a person hunched over in a ruined area. It looks like almost like an explosion went off. That's Gerald Robotnik, right?
I agree.
I agree.
The main thing that everyone's saying is they're hunched over Maria's body.
So, all right. So
I'm going to make a bold prediction there, and I'm just going to say it. Maria's not going to be shot and killed in this movie.
No, she's not going to be shot. It's going to probably be some sort of lab accident.
Yeah,
Explosion.
Oh,
yeah, an explosion, smoke or something. They don't see it. They come back to the lab that's all destroyed, and she's in the center.
Wait. Are we talking Erica from Godzilla vs. Biollante type stuff shit right now?
Yes.
All right, real quick. Green 2 asks, did you know at Blue Gaming 14? No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, no. I'm just reading the comments. Something we got to keep.
Gabe, I don't know if you saw this. So, there's that new Sonic and Shadow Generations game coming out.
Yes,
so
and
a month ago,
that's some beautiful synergy right there.
So a month ago, they reanimated the Maria scene. I don't know if you saw that trailer, where she was telling Shadow, "Go on, you need to save, her father or whatever." And he runs away, but as he was running away, the lab behind him explodes and she dies. Now, it makes me wonder if they're trying to do that to set up the movie, which she blows up in the lab instead of being shot. I wonder if they're trying to retcon that in the games now for the movie.
I can see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
It's definitely a lot less cruel because for as goofy as Sonic Adventure 2 is, I mean, a space rocket hidden in a fucking pyramid to go into space, to go into a moon lab that fucking explodes part of the moon, seeing and knowing that a young child was shot and killed by a government agency military type is pretty stark, if you ask me. So dying in an explosion caused by that, it's like, all right, that's still bad, but it's not that.
And a lot of people are assuming that Shadow might not even like turn to the light in this movie, which would be interesting to like maybe have his redemption arc stretched out over multiple movies, even.
I mean, they need a villain because
that's what
I don't think Jim Carrey's coming back.
Yeah, what would you do?
Well, here's the thing, and I don't know if I should say it now or not because this is a territory I'm going to say maybe spoilers. Now, there were certain toys that came out leaked last night. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if I should talk about it. It was McDonald's toys. McDonald's toys. Should I say who I saw? Because that's going to determine the plot.
Who did you see? Go for it.
Amy Rose. Rouge the Bat in an outfit that resembles the one in the new Sonic animated series on Netflix, Sonic Prime. That giant lizard thing that you fight on the space arc in Adventure 2. Yeah, that's the toy, and Tails' little robo-plane thing. Those are the toys, and Super Shadow and Super Sonic. So that makes me wonder that, okay, they're going to do the whole space colony art babble thing from Adventure 2.
Well, Drew, you were correct. Well, so was Twitter, because everybody's been posting these screenshots from the trailer showcasing random gaps in the lineup and shadows where nobody was standing.
Okay, I want to talk about that.
Amy was going to be
Amy and Rouge.
I want to talk about that because, Gam Gams posted a pic earlier in the messenger chat. And again, I know nothing about anything when it comes to these games. But the circle, that shadow on the floor, it looked, and maybe it was because I was at work and my reception is bad, but it looked like there was the shadow of a cape. I was like, is that Batman's cape in the shadow? But I was like, oh, right, there's like a random bat in not random, but there's a bat in the Sonic games, right? And I was thinking, could it be the wings? And it's, again, it goes back to the things we take out of the trailers. We can't show that yet, right? Which I like, because that's for the fans. That's for the fans. That's for y'all, right? For me, I didn't even notice that shit. I just see what Shadow, Knuckles, Sonic, Tails. Bam, all right, cool, whatever. Maybe Jim Carrey, I don't even remember. But I'm like, that's cool. Whereas for the fans, when that shit gets... Paramount's onto something. That's what I'm saying. They're onto something. They know what they're doing. They know this can be... their moneymaker, unlike that damn Ninja Turtle travesty they did last year. I can't wrap my head around it.
That's a travesty.
Travesty. Damn travesty, I tell you. Travesty. That shit should have just came straight to television.
It made money, though, so we're getting more of that. It's fine.
But no, I'm like, but again, as an outsider looking in, I really appreciate, especially as someone who geeks out over things like that, having those little, whatchamacallit, little secrets in there. Oh, we don't know that character. We're not showing this yet, but look, there's a shadow. And of course, they're not telling you that. It's the freaking eagle-eyed fans that are like, yo, look, there's going to be something there. That's awesome. I love that.
Never say Sonic fans aren't dedicated.
Like they did back in No Way Home, hiding Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Exactly.
Hey guys, I'm actually going to put in the chat. This is the picture. This is the leaked McDonald's.
McDougal's?
McDonald's.
Holy shit. That's BioLizard, all right.
That's the BioLizard from the Space Colony arc.
Wait, but no. Tails in the mech and the BioLizard just look like game models. This might be fake.
Well, who knows? I'll tell you what I don't
we
know.
won't know until it happens. I mean, Sonic and McDonald's have a history together, so somebody could have easily coddled that together.
Yeah.
True,
And-
but
And real quick,
this
Green
is a
2,
very pivotal fucking moment. So who's to say? I digress.
And they done Sonic 1 and 2, and their figurines kind of look similar. If anyone's seen those Sonic 1 and 2 movie figurines, they're kind of like this in a way.
We'll see. We'll see down the line. I'm sure if not hiding it for the movie, they might be hiding it for the second trailer. In I'm guessing November.
Okay, when does this movie come out?
December
20th.
December 20th.
Oh,
Yeah, 20th.
oh, this movie's not making money. I'm sorry to let y'all know that. That Nosferatu
Wait,
is
what?
gonna come out and fucking eat it alive.
Mm.
Like, it only literally has 5 days before Nosferatu? Ugh. It's gotta
I'm
make...
gonna be that guy.
Well,
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm
Nosferatu's a
going to
completely
say
different genre.
it's not even just that, but realistically and holistically, how many people days before Christmas and on the day of Christmas are gonna go see vampire movie versus Sonic?
Hang on. Real quick. In the chat. First
There's
off,
more kids out of school at that point than there are adults out of work.
that is true.
And in between Christmas and New Year's,
That's-
yeah.
That is true. Real quick, Green 2. No, I do not know that person. And then JR. Sonic should be a man and eat Dr. Eggman. Of course he would see that. Of course. Of course.
My ass.
My ass.
My ass.
Okay, I get what y'all saying. I get that. But I'm going to be real here. In 5 days, you got to make that money then. You got to make that money that weekend. Because if Nosferatu's coming out that Wednesday, because that's where I'm assuming it is. Yeah. Whoo. Actually, I just can't wait to see how that works. I can't wait to see how that works. That's going to be a great dynamic. Children movie, gothic horror movie on Christmas. Give it to me, baby.
Yeah, and also it's R-rated, I'm pretty sure. So kids can't even go see that movie.
Yeah, no.
So parents would rather take their kids to go see the family-friendly Hedgehog movie.
Hey, we say
I'm
that.
pretty sure Sonic's going to have the international hand too.
That I would definitely agree with.
Yeah, because it's going all over the world.
Yeah, I don't see Nosferatu coming out. Why am I saying it like that? Jesus. I don't.
Nosferatu, I think is gonna be a niche, like to certain people. I think it's gonna do well, obviously, but to a niche audience compared to Sonic.
Yo, listen.
Either way, I'm seeing both.
It's a.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
seeing
want
both.
both to succeed.
Nosferatu is a fucking blasphemous scourge coming out on Christmas. Come on.
Nosferatu and Sonic are going to succeed. The one that's going to flop is going to be Mufasa. Saying
Oh yeah,
it
because
on
that's
stream.
in between, you know.
Wait, how is that in between?
No, Mufasa comes out the same day as Sonic. They're direct competition.
Oh, wow. Hold up. Time out.
Oh.
Did not know that. Okay, hang on. This changes dynamics here. Hang on. It changes dynamics here. Now we got to talk box office and metrics and shit I don't want to get into, but here's the deal.
That's a busy last 5 days.
Is this Paramount saying, yo, we got what it takes to stay alive or to have somebody outside of Disney buy us up by releasing this? Because again, like, this is now Sonic 3, it's a storied franchise in terms of movies, but the damn Mufasa, as much as I don't like it, because I don't, the original Lion King is one of the greatest movies ever made. Animated, it don't matter. I love that fucking movie.
I think we can all agree to that.
The remake, I wasn't. The live action shit, I really wasn't feeling because honestly, it's an animated movie. It's a fucking animated movie. Let's stop, right? So
It won Best Animated Feature.
yeah, that's
No, it didn't.
The live action, quote unquote, Lion King won Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. What does that tell you? That's not a live action.
That's not a live action. Exactly. So yeah, like Mufasa, I'm not with, but at the same time, you got those Disney heads that they don't pay attention to anything, Sonic, and it's all about Disney. Whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, princesses, fucking lions, flying carpets, doesn't matter. That's gonna be really fun to watch. That is, and I can't wait.
That's direct competition. That's head to head. All right.
All right. Here's a question
Paramount
for you
is
guys.
basically saying that Shadow the Hedgehog is going to be enough to compete with Disney, and I think he might be right, especially with Keanu being the voice of Shadow.
Okay, so
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Keanu has not been more big as a star since
unless Disney moves it.
his heyday in the Matrix era.
Oh, okay, so here's a
Disney
question
hasn't
from the
come
chat. Here's a question from the chat that actually works with this conversation. Because these two movies are coming out back, at the same time and competing against each other. Green 2 asks, if Sonic movie is released, it releases sequels every 2 years. Does that mean the fourth movie releases in 2026? If Mufasa beats up Sonic,
Probably.
if Mufasa beats up Sonic, do we get a 4?
I don't think it has to do with. Here's the thing to me: it doesn't matter if Mufasa does better or not. It has to. It has to do, to me, $50 to $100 million better than 2, just because of the trend from 1 to 2.
Agreed.
If you go down from 2, then
That's
it's
fair.
not. But it has to go in that directory of going up.
Here's another question, and this is from me. What if this movie just wraps up and makes it a perfect trilogy? Do any of y'all see that? Or there's no way there's more to explore?
Oh, there's definitely more to explore with Sonic lore.
Yeah, there's an unending well of fucking things you can do with Sonic movies.
I can say the if right here, though, of that if. Because
uh,
Go ahead. Finish.
no, you go.
I was gonna say after Adventure 2, at least gaming wise, this is when the Sonic community kind of splits in terms of what's good and what's bad, and that's when the controversy of being a Sonic fan becomes a thing. And Gam knows this, and I think
Sonic
Rob
was
knows
good.
this.
Oh, I know this very well. I was alive through all this. I was buying the games
I was alive
through all this.
Yeah.
But you see,
Yeah, me too.
the thing here is just that dependent on how the movie ends, that's going to justify where it's going to go next. I mean, I don't doubt in some way, shape, or form they end it in a way that possibly feels holistic, fine, done, over. But I really do think in the back of their minds, they're in it for the long haul, because you don't just make a highly, one of the last movies to come out before COVID, have it do bank, make one of the most hyped sequels that outperforms the original, and then put quite possibly the most famous character in the third movie and then just call it quits there. I think they have a Bible going behind the scenes. I think they have a plan. And
You're also missing a big thing too.
Right.
Paramount does not have a lot of big licensing characters that do well performance-wise. You're not gonna have Sonic,
really.
which is what their top 2 right now.
Teenage Mutant
Just
Ninja
cut it.
Turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, but that failed last. I'm talking about profitable, positive reviews. Both of them.
All right.
Sonic is one of the few right now that they have.
Sonic and Transformers, is kind of in a weird spot right now. Sonic is the best that Paramount has right now. Really.
Listen, I get. No, I don't. I don't get it at all. Rise of the Beast was dope, but again, there's a personal bias. You in the '90s, you was Puerto Ricans from Brooklyn. Was he from Brooklyn? From New York? It don't matter. I'm gonna say from Brooklyn. It don't matter. The music, everything worked. Everything worked. The only thing that didn't work was that the jazz car, the Porsche, was not jazz because stupid Megatron killed him later in the future. Anyway, I digress. Mr. Kemp says, I think a trilogy would be a good idea. I wouldn't be surprised if they also milk it. That's where I was going, because here's the thing. I was thinking if they would continue, whether a movie or not, I think they continue on Paramount Plus. Oh, by the way, they also got
then they need to
SpongeBob.
hire a better writer because that Knuckles show, it aged
It
like
leaned
milk
way too
after a couple of
heavily-
viewings.
Yeah, they lean too heavily into the comedy aspect, and the comedy aspect was never the movie's strong suit.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
Except for Jim
I
Carrey.
think, well, yeah,
Except for
because
Jim
he's,
Carrey, yeah.
he's living, breathing comedy. But I think their focus is a cinematic universe. Paramount
Yeah.
is absolutely going to push it because, like Alex just said, they really don't have a franchise that's doing well, so to speak. And Sonic is probably their best bet. And I will say this, even if it doesn't beat Mufasa, if this movie makes bank even behind Mufasa, it's done. They're going to keep going. There is no deterring Paramount Pictures from turning Sonic the Hedgehog into a cinematic franchise beyond
True.
film.
Agreed. All it has to do
Because
is be two.
they're going to see the possibilities. And with Sonic the Hedgehog, there's a lot of fucking that.
There's
You
a
can
lot.
turn
There
to
is.
any media format, and you can make a series out of it. It's like, forget the games. Try the comics.
Yeah,
Try the
you can
like
look at
anything.
Comics, the freaking TV shows that he's had over the years, like the Saturday morning cartoon or Sonic
Sonic
X.
Prime that we just had.
Sonic Prime was fire. Finally watched it.
And
Good
not
shit.
just this, but you know what they could do too? After 3, they could do a series, a 6-episode, 7-episode Paramount Plus of Shadow the Hedgehog based on the game, about his past, about does he think he's
Black
a real character or anything? Because Shadow the Hedgehog was such a centric story of just Shadow, while Sonic was in the background stuff. But it was a Shadow thing. That would have been a perfect episodic thing, in my opinion. I don't know if Gam and Rob agrees with me. And then that can lead into, say, an 06 storyline about the future and Silver the Hedgehog. That could be, to me, opinion of a great transition of
Listen.
Sonic 4. Actually do it
Listen,
correctly,
okay.
but like story-wise.
I get why they needed to get right to Shadow for marketing purposes and ticket sales purposes for this movie. But I will not sit here and take the Chaos Erasure, all right? We're going to go back to the first Sonic adventure for Sonic 4, all right?
I agree. I
Well, you
think
mean like
that,
Neo Metal Sonic or something? Or no,
no,
that's
like
Heroes,
chaos.
right?
Chaos in
Chaos.
general. The character. I
Chaos,
think
yeah, you're right.
I think that's like Sonic 4, without a fucking doubt.
Wait,
So it's going to be
wait.
Sonic Adventure and Shadow.
Is Chaos that
Because
big ass
they
final
already-
boss you fight in a broken city in the water?
Yeah.
Yes.
He floods,
That's
he
what-
floods
oh,
the-
that's-
like the water Biollante looking thing.
That's what I was talking
Yeah.
about. Is that Mecha Sonic?
No.
Oh, so then that's a completely different thing than what I was talking about earlier today. Fine,
Oh,
great.
okay.
Awesome.
You said robot dragon looking thing.
It looked like
okay?
a dragon.
And
it's been over a
It's
year.
a
I'm
water dragon.
sorry.
It's a water dragon.
It's a water dragon, not a robot dragon.
Well, I don't know. The fucking whole premise of Sonic is robots. Fuck.
Well, with the Sonic Adventure series, you see, they also started to introduce Eldritch horror abomination overlord gods. All right, into the
okay.
franchise. There's a god sleeping inside the core of the Sonic world's Earth right now. His name is Dark Gaia. Can't wait to
Oh,
get
from Sonic
that fucker.
Unleashed. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's when Sonic becomes a werehog or werewolf, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, werehog.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's
We
thinking
don't
that.
have to get into that in exuberant detail.
Hold
just
up.
yet.
Hold up.
Super detail until the movie verse actually covers that.
That's what I'm about to say. I'd go see that one. I want to see that because I did like that design. I never played the game, but that design was crazy. I was like, what did they do to Sonic?
Dude, I would recommend you play the game because you like old school God of War. And the werehog in Sonic Unleashed is old school God of War.
Is old school God of War. I agree with that.
Dope.
Stretchy arms instead of blades.
It's
Oh.
basically Mr. Fantastic God of War.
Hey man, I'm with it. I'm with it. A kid-friendly Sonic. I haven't had one of those since Sonic 2.
I hope you like jazz.
I love
It's
jazz.
back-
What are you
it's
talking? I
backwards
just told you.
compatible on Xbox, so there you go.
I just told you I love jazz. What do you? I
It
just.
actually had a recent update for 60 frames a second and full HD,
it's
like
so-
less than a year
So
ago.
beautiful. There's no frame skips at all in that game anymore, especially in Adabat. I've never played Adabat smooth in my life, and
I
pains
know,
me
dude.
as
That
a
was such
person.
laggy back in the heyday. Oh my god. But I think we're getting away from the topic. But
Yes, away from the topic, back to the movie.
I don't think it was we were getting really away, but I agree. I mean,
Listen,
I'm learning more.
Shadow beating everybody's ass. Like it was imperative that they had Knuckles go in first, gung ho, because number one, that's Knuckles as a character, right? He punches first, asks questions later. But they also need to establish that Shadow can beat his fucking ass.
yeah,
and
he's
he
the powerhouse.
Dude literally broke his wrist and did the Vegeta kick to Cell like he did to Cell in his second form.
That's a good one.
Y'all Dragon Ball fans should know the kick I'm referring to.
I hear that.
Well, let me ask you guys this a question, because we haven't really talked about it. Gerald Robotnik, what role do you guys think he will play in this? Do you think he'll make that lizard thing?
He's going to be Eggman. He's going to be Eggman as per the game. And he's going to be that big, like, turning factor for Dr. Robotnik's character in the movie. Me and Drew were talking about this earlier. Because it's like, obviously, at some point, he's going to turn coat and fucking, join his grandfather in this grand scheme of things. He's going to be the antagonist behind the antagonist.
But do you think
Because
he'll make the space
Shadow-
arc, the space colony arc, though? That whole thing in the end of Adventure 2, you think those are the two that create it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That thing that rose out of the river next to the London Bridge, right? That's got to be a shuttle to the Ark.
That's what I was thinking.
Because
And
it, like,
Sonic, using momentum, Sega, their favorite word, momentum, to leap off the bridge to catch that shuttle.
because they're not putting a rocket in a fucking Great Pyramid in Egypt for this movie.
No.
That would be great, though. But no, Gerald Robotnik is behind Shadow 150,000%.
Absolutely.
He's the puppet master behind the scenes. In fact, I wouldn't doubt Gerald using Maria's death to coax Shadow to keep going in this movie either.
Absolutely. I expect that. And you know what? It's funny. You know how in the beginning they said something was breaking Shadow out? I wonder if that's Rouge the Bat doing it.
It's either
Could be.
Rouge the Bat or some people I've heard say it might be even Agent Stone, because Agent Stone was dressed up as a gun agent at the end of Sonic 2.
They could do that too. That's true. That's true.
Another thing is that nobody's really discussing in terms of the link between Gerald and Shadow is Shadow kept on being referred to as Project Shadow.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that's part of his backstory. He's a genetic experiment. He's
Yep.
not really like a true alien like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are, where he's from a different world. He was created on Earth using alien DNA.
Yep.
Whether we see those aliens or not in this movie, I don't know.
I don't know.
Sonic 4, Shadow the Hedgehog.
so,
The game, the movie, the show, the TV series, the movie.
That's what I'm hoping. It'll be the perfect episodic episode that follows like the game or something. And yes, for Rob has Shoguns, but
no,
You can't move around not giving Shadow a gun.
is
It's like
Gerald
not even for the meme.
is old man Eggman an Eggman? Is he like
Gerald Bonnet, that's what we're talking about.
right?
Yeah.
So I like. How does that work in the movies as opposed to the games? Like, to me, it was always
In the
Dr.
game,
Robotnik.
He's dead.
Yeah, in the games, he's dead. He's not a threat because he died. in the movie, it
Was
kind of
it still
changes everything.
even post-mortem, because once all the Chaos Emeralds were put into the Space Colony Arc, his pre-programming and fucking pre-recorded message took over the entire space station and it plummeted to the Earth. But I don't think that might be adapted one for one, considering he's alive now in these movies. So
It changes a lot.
it changes things.
Which, I mean, is probably, I think it's genius that Jim is playing both Dr. Robotnik and Gerald Robotnik. I mean,
they look similar in the games. They look identical, so it's perfect to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I mean, I'm not saying they're putting Jim in heavily old man makeup just so he can, turn tail if he doesn't want to do a fourth movie, just so they can get another person to do it. But it might be. And Gerald Robotnik and Shadow might be the villains of the next movie, too, for all we know.
For all we know, we don't know. We don't know how the movie's going to play out yet. It's not December.
No. It's not November either.
No.
Which is probably when we're going to get the next trailer. But case in point, clean slate here. I think the movie's going to do fantastic. And I think it's got a lot going for it, whether you're a Sonic fan or not. That's me.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Dead Space.
Dead Space indeed.
Sorry about that. I had to type out because Alex showed a G1 here, a picture of Gerald Robotnik from particularly the anime Sonic X. I had to make a joke, top 10 moments taken right before being executed by firing squad.
That looks like Robotnik to me. That's what Dr. Robotnik looked like, except, Dr.
Exactly.
Robotnik
This is why I'm saying having Jim Carrey play him, because it's essentially his design but older, it's perfect because that goes with the character.
Yeah, it does.
Plus, it just lets Jim have a whole lot of fun, too, which is always a good thing.
Bouncing off of himself, comedy-wise.
I mean, if you look at that and then you look at this, it's perfect. I mean, they got the jacket, the shirt, they got everything perfect.
Oh, shit, that's Jim Carrey in there?
They did. That's Jim Carrey.
Nah, they rounded the nose off. It should have been a little bit more pointy.
Relax.
I mean,
But, yeah, exactly.
It's
What am
live
I-
action, all right? Nothing's going to be perfect.
I'm
one-to-one.
just saying, I've seen good nose prosthetics. I'm just saying, you want it to be accurate? Make it accurate.
No, listen.
Let me
If they
stop.
wanted it to truly be accurate, it wouldn't be just a slight fat suit. Eggman would actually be egg-shaped. But
Right.
it's not. It's just a normal, slightly chubby fat suit, which I'm fine with. It led to the joke of, Agent Stone, I need more room. I don't have the materials, Doctor. Rips off his entire shirt. Found some.
There's the game version right there.
And Green 2 says, Blue Hedgehog and Black Hedgehog. I have a question. If he's Eggman when the egg was hatched, will he be called Chickman? I don't know if he's trolling. I don't know if they're trolling. Or if that's something in the game.
Oh, they're having a good time.
Have a good time, Green 2.
We're having a good time. I will say this, though. If BioLizard is in this fucking movie, Jack
That'd be dope.
Specific, you're getting a lot of my money.
I agree. I would get that. I would get that
Already?
so quickly.
Dude, the figures already are beautiful. They actually
Yeah.
have like more articulation than I've ever seen on Sonic Jack specific figures with this line.
I've seen the reviews and I'm very impressed. I might be going to cop some tomorrow.
Even
dude.
the recent Sonic Prime figurines has been so good. Like I got a few in Target like a week or two ago, and the quality is very good in my opinion.
Yeah, Jack Specific goes exceptionally hard when it's not Nintendo or when it's not Godzilla.
Yeah?
I wonder if they're just limited in budget or something, but yeah.
Oh, I have a feeling they had that dropped on them, but that's a conversation for a different podcast. We're not talking about Lizard. We're talking about
Yeah,
Hedgehog.
no, I'll say this to anyone hearing: Sonic toys and Sonic figurines and collectibles, they're excellent. Most of them are excellent. If you're getting
I need
into
a
that,
file list of that.
oh my god, Violet, we need that.
I'm gonna be singing that song to myself every day when I wake up and look that thing in the eyes if it's real.
Now, do you guys think we're gonna get Amy and Rouge in this movie if those leaks are true?
I would love it because it would help with the storytelling, at least with Amy, in my opinion. Rouge would be a fun addition, but I don't know if she'd be essential.
Having a whole spy and stuff, that'd be very nice. Instead of always being
she
goody
is
two-shoes.
a government agent for gun.
Yeah, and I feel introducing 3 essentially, or 4 if you want to count Gerald. I feel like introducing that many characters in a movie kind of just spells we have plans for other things. Like, I'm not saying we're going to get an Amy Rose show. I'm not saying we're going to get a Rouge the Bat show or anything like that. But it shows confidence. It's a little scary, though, because, you know, sometimes they introduce too many characters in a movie. Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire, to the point where it feels like a fucking ad. So in this sense, I have a little bit more confidence because, yes, Amy is integral to Shadow's character arc, and yes, Rouge has importance to the majority of the major story.
Yeah.
But again, this is an adaptation. It doesn't mean that's going to be fully carried over from game to movie. We don't. Again, we don't know.
It'll be nice though.
I mean,
it'll be nice because
Sonic
it'll be
2.
nice.
Sonic 2 didn't have Angel Island at all.
No, they didn't. They
Okay.
didn't have the Mystic Ruins either, and I'm still pissed off about that because that music is so beautiful.
Real quick,
Do it again.
Kidzilla X Aquafish, which is crazy. I love that name. Says hi. Then they say no. Then they say people. I think they will come in Sonic 4. And then Green 2 says in 2026.
Some
At
or
this
other.
point, I can see anything.
But for you Godzilla fans out there, I want to talk about one thing that's going to happen with the movie that I'm not exactly happy about, and that's Junkie XL's involvement in the score.
Oh, come
scoring
on,
the
you
movie.
Godzilla fans.
Is he confirmed to be back for this one?
He is confirmed to be back for Sonic 3.
Oh, for fuck's sake, get rid of that fucking
Y'all
hack
need
job
to
piece
stop
of
the
shit.
hate. He was the best part of GXK.
The best part of GXK was walking out the fucking theater and listening to some real Godzilla music on the way home.
Yeah, you ain't lying. The best part of GXK was walking out the theater. Jesus Christ, that movie.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and deny that Junkie XL, he's done amazing work in the past, but this work ethic of his, I don't vibe with it. I think he's very close-minded, and I think he's a little full of himself too. And when it comes to a series like Sonic the Hedgehog, which even if the game is absolute dog ass, always has a fun soundtrack, and he's just completely moving beyond that. It's just like, you guys are literally hiring him because he's fucking cheap, and that's it. You can't convince me otherwise.
Wait, wouldn't it be
Because
cheaper?
even his Furiosa score was mid.
I agree. That's the thing. I agree with you on that. Is Sega or Sonic games, even if there's trash, they're really known for their excellent music. Like every single game has excellent score.
And
Yeah.
Bro's not touching it.
And
Bro is not touching it.
like the most game music that we get out of these movies is in the damn trailers.
That's the sad part.
Mhm. We need to stop.
And
We need to
Adventure
stop
is
the
one of the
joke.
best. Adventure 2 is one of the best soundtracks of the whole series. So if they screw it up, then that's big. I don't think people will be happy.
Huge. Like, it's a wonder why they announced months ahead before even the first trailer dropped that Live and Learn was going to be somewhere in the movie, because they had to quell those audiences that needed that, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's how
I'm one of
integral that song is to the story, just to let you know. That's how integral it is.
All right, here's my thing. Real quick, Mr. Kim says, -1 was brilliant. I've given up on Legends Godzilla. Don't give up just yet, Mr. Kim. There's plenty. Here's my thing. Again, outsider looking in. And Green 2 says, does send images allowed? I mean, I don't know. This is all new to everybody. Well, me. But anyhow, does the music really matter for a video game movie? Because
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I asked that because
Part of the reason why I really love Mario as a movie is because of its soundtrack.
why are you cracking
And
up,
that's
Rob?
also in most video games. If
Rob.
it's Mario or Sonic, music's important.
Rob,
in
are
my
you
opinion.
cracking up or are you crying? What's going on?
No, I'm cracking up because you asked the question and all of us at the same time were just, like I saw all of our boxes just light up. It was so funny. I'm sorry. But no, it's true because Sonic, I'm not saying he's nothing without his music, but his music is just as well known and appreciated and beloved as the games are. They are equally as integral to like everything. And I'm not saying that the scores for Sonic 1 and 2 were bad, but they were about as memorable as what Junkie was doing with GVK and GXJ. Like,
So
yeah,
true.
that's fine in the moment. But after that, it's like, I'm not going back and I'm not bopping anything like I was Alexandre Desplat and fucking Bear McCreary or anybody. It's just like the dude kind of has a penchant for making White Noise the musical. No Michael Keaton.
Might as well just put it in an elevator music. Like, that's how meh it is to me. The Sonic's music is never that. Never, or Mario.
I will agree. I will
It's
agree.
part of his identity.
I will totally
Yeah,
agree.
I was saying earlier, part of the reason why I like Mario the movie so much is because of its soundtrack. It has so many sweeping orchestral homages to different Mario soundtracks, and they flow together so gosh darn well that part of the reason why a lot of that movie makes me kind of wince is when it cuts to that licensed music garbage that Illumination movies love to fucking do. Pardon my French.
Pardon,
and-
you're the first one that cursed on this podcast at the very beginning, so stop.
Like, Chunky really either A, needs to go, or B, needs to get his head out from his actual small intestine, not even his large intestine, his small intestine, his head shoved so far up in there. Because he needs to realize that these soundtracks are iconic and what makes these video game movies work so well.
Okay,
Like,
let me ask you a
even
quick question.
Detective Pikachu, I'm pretty sure, had like iconic Pokemon jingles.
Let me ask you a
in it.
question, because I like what you just said there. The soundtracks to the games are iconic. I believe that 1000%. The first two Sonic games, there are themes that constantly play in my head. Constantly, right?
Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone,
Oh
Emerald
God,
Hill Zone.
yes. And as someone who, you know,
Hydro City.
The opening. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, how can you not?
and so and as somebody who's, you know, really never played the fucking adventure games like that, right? Because these movies are based off of what, more of the adventure games, or an amalgamation of the series.
The first two movies were kind of like this mishmash between the Alvin and the Chipmunks formula and the classic Sonic lore. And this third movie is going to start introducing actual Sonic Adventure elements. It did lightly introduce Sonic Adventure elements with GUN in the second movie, but now we're leaning harder into it.
So it's we're in.
We're
Okay.
leaning harder into the late 90s and early 2000s era of the franchise now.
Okay.
So,
Which people say is like
Yeah.
the golden years of Sonic. Like, you don't mess. If you mess this up, you're over because the Sonic fans will never forgive you.
Well, Sonic fans teeter between loving the adventure games and hating them every other fucking week. So
It's so true.
yeah, like I'm not saying don't take Sonic fans' words to heart, but at the same time, these are the people that have done a complete 180 on Sonic 3 and say the game is amazing. You just need to learn how to play it, and it's like
Okay. So on the topic still of the soundtrack, I will ask this question, and you guys are way more knowledgeable than I am. There are songs in the games, lyric songs. They're not just music playing like in the the Genesis heyday. Are those is that music original to the game, or are they licensed where then they can be used?
They're
Like, that's what I'm
original.
wondering.
Original to the game.
Like they made a band just for those games. It's called
So-
Crush 40.
So you know where I'm going, right? Because like that "Follow Me" song. I love that song.
Yes.
Follow me, set me free.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
I love that.
Original.
All that was
for
just
the
for the
game.
game.
So that could be in this movie.
Yes, it can be.
Oh god,
It should.
It should
Like,
be.
It should.
so good, so good.
That's the first level in the game. That's the one that and Live Alone are the most two popular Sonic songs. That's not Green
The
I'm
Hill.
only
just saying,
problem
this
is
movie
Sonic already
opens
went to
up-
San Francisco in the first movie.
That doesn't matter. He just needs a hill and a board of some kind to skate down the hill with, even if it's just him running down a hill. If the
Yep.
song is playing, it's Dunyan Rings with a side of gravy. There is
I
no
agree.
arguing there, because you know it as much as I do, Drew. If we get any kind of iconography that is close to that, and we hear that song, we're smiling ear to ear.
And
Oh,
cheering in the
absolutely.
audience. You know that.
Absolutely. Also, I love the
Like
fact
we
that
are shooting off nut from every fucking direction.
very true. Also, I love the fact that Sonic is, as an American-made franchise, is going to Tokyo before Godzilla.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to say it.
I'm
I'm
just
not
saying,
going to
Legendary
say
should have done it by now.
I mean, Godzilla was in
Legendary
Japan.
should have done a lot of fucking things by now.
Godzilla was in Japan in the Legendary universe.
Yeah, in the comics.
And the show.
Oh.
But yeah, basically what we're saying is that the music is as important as the character itself. To most people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And like part of Sonic Adventure 2's entire identity is its soundtrack. Like half of the characters, besides like Rouge the Bad Knuckles, their motifs is like butt rock. Every
Yeah.
level. Whether it has
Mhm.
lyrics or not. And,
And
like
they are iconic.
every last one of them.
Yeah.
And I hope we just don't get another generic orchestral background noise. I hope Junkie leans into that butt rock aspect, but I doubt that he's going to because it's fucking Junkie.
Yeah, and he probably
Yeah.
doesn't even know the material well. They probably got him and said, just do music for this, but doesn't listen to the games, and there you go. And it's a shame.
That's just, and you know, not to be that guy, but there in the Sonic fandom, there exists a lot of heavily talented fucking people that do the most mundane and crazy shit with Sonic music.
Oh
To
yeah.
think that we're settling on Junkie for a third time, it's like you have
I don't get it.
yeah, like you could literally make somebody's career like not break the bank on them and get a fire dope ass fucking soundtrack out of it.
You could
Like-
get hyper potions, you could get T-Lopes, you could get
Bro, if T Lopes was in this shit, bro, that soundtrack would be topping fucking iTunes
Yeah.
charts. Because
And
this
thing
man
is, Sega-
has the crunch and he's got the smooth too.
But also the
Like-
thing
like-
is Sega would be fine with it because they love it when people in their other games and remix. They'll always remix those songs. They'll be okay with using it. It's just Junkie just does not want to do that.
It's true, and like they could even get the actual composer for that game, Jun Sonoe. That Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack was his baby.
Yes, it was.
Mr. Kemp says,
I mean, hell,
and you
I mean, they even remixed it in Smash Brothers Ultimate recently. So like, they
whoa,
they'll use it for their medium.
what?
Yes.
Yeah, they remixed Sonic Adventure 2 music in Super Smash
Oh,
Bros.
all right, his Sonic Adventure
In the
2.
Sonic levels, yes.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I thought you were talking about
It
the
counts as
Genesis
media,
one.
as in Sega will just be okay with it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Give me some OG.
Yeah, there is no cloak, there is no dagger, there is no invisible wall. If you ask them, Sega would be like, "Oh yeah, sure. Here's the fucking stems. Have fun."
Mr.
Yeah,
Kemp
no,
says,
Sega ain't like Nintendo. They're pretty chill and relaxed when it comes to fan content.
Mr. Kemp says, music is very important for these things. They make a huge part of the experience and memories it triggers. Great games and films have great soundtracks. That is true. I cannot.
It is.
You can't. That I cannot agree with more. That is perfect. That is absolutely true. And I mean, there's a plethora of fucking movies, based off of anything where the soundtrack kicks in and you're like, oh my god, there it is. And Green 2 says, I love it. Way to go. So do we.
And like the most we've gotten out of these movies so far is that melancholy little Green Hill piano piece at the end of the first movie.
And allegedly the drowning as well in Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Like,
But
it's so subtle that if you're not paying attention, you completely miss it.
yeah.
I mean, the whole argument goes for just about every franchise, but when it comes to Sonic, I think it's the most important just because you've got a franchise that has lasted longer than many people thought it would. Plus, Michael Jackson, like, it's officially confirmed after all these years that he worked on Sonic 3, or at least his producer did. It's like
the video game from the 90s, not this movie.
Yeah. So it's just a little confusing where it's like, how could you not, as a producer, as somebody who scores music, not want to get into the meat and the guts of something that was produced by one of the greatest musical legends of all time? Like, that to me is just like confusing because, you know, I'm sorry, but Junkie, you're really not creating anything that's going to be memorable. The most memorable thing about it is just that it's not good.
Wait, so are you telling me if this dude don't, pop up and goes, oh my god. Fuck, I just had it in my head, the damn tune. It's
What? The Follow Me song?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
man.
Green Hill Zone.
You mean Green Hill Zone?
Yeah, that one.
That kind of played in the first game, or at least the trailer, if I remember.
Yeah, that played in the trailer. I got plenty of Green Hill there. I listen. The less Green Hill that Sega gives me, the better. Especially with what they've been doing to the video games. I say as they're going to give me Green Hill yet again in Sonic X Shadow Generations. It's fine.
It's better than Junkie, so I'll take it.
It's the first thing you hear from Sonic. It's like the Mario brother thing. Like, the first thing you hear from Mario is like iconic. Right.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a gift.
Go ahead, bro. I'm just saying.
At least Mario in the movie, they went through so many of its soundtracks, and Junkie just does not see it, and that's what sucks.
You see, there's wanting to leave your mark on a franchise, by doing your own thing, which is what Junkie is doing, and I'm sorry, I'm the number one hater, failing at. But there's another way to do that by breathing new life into what already exists. Bear McCreary, I'm sure many people will say that.
True, Bear McCreary. And like just taking those iconic motifs and like maybe stringing them together with something more original, like the Mario movie did.
Or even Doom Eternal.
I'm
just saying.
Bro, imagine Mick Gordon scored this movie.
Jesus fucking Christ. You know, I have to give Mick Gordon credit. The man obviously knows his metal and everything, but if you've listened to that Killer Instinct soundtrack, that man really can do anything.
Yeah, that Killer Instinct soundtrack is great.
It's fantastic. Hip hop, fucking dubstep, metal, orchestral swells. It's amazing. What's Mick Gordon doing aside from scoring that one game that's not Doom but looks like Doom? We should get him in on Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic needs a chainsaw reverberating off of a bass guitar, now that I think about it.
Yes.
But no,
I take literally anybody over Junkie. This is probably going to be the worst part about Sonic 3 is going to be the soundtrack outside of obviously sticking Live and Learn somewhere in the movie.
Oh yeah, I'm accepting it already. I'm accepting it, so...
Well, listen, not everybody can be Tron Ares. You know what I'm saying?
I'm already predicting.
Or 9 Inch Nails.
I'm already predicting because he's such a Hans Zimmer fanboy that whenever Shadow's on screen, we're gonna hear Hans Zimmer whenever he appears.
What's wrong
when
with
in
that?
reality we should be hearing edgy butt rock.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. What the fuck does butt rock mean? Call me old, but I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Right. Let me just explain it to you like this. Do you know the song by Papa Roach, Cut My Life into Pieces?
Yeah.
That's butt rock.
How is that? Oh, I don't get that. It's just rock. What the?
Yeah, it's butt rock. Dad rock. Butt rock is just another word for dad rock. Yeah.
It's dad rock, bro. Yeah.
It's just another genre term that the internet has come up with. It's essentially dad rock.
So you're calling me a butt? Fuck y'all. We're hanging up.
Butt rock is a subgenre of rock and roll and hard rock music that is lyrically devoid of artistic merit and oftentimes reduced in melodic complexity. Butt rock peaked in 2005 when the super chieftains of butt rock, Nickelback, released the song Photograph off of their fifth studio album, All the Right Reasons.
Now listen to fuck here. City of Stars.
Look at this photograph.
That is what Google told me. Wait.
Yo, Gims, I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Hold on a goddamn second here.
I'm sorry, but listen. Out of all fucking things, they calling the rock and roll I like butt rock. Mr. Kemp says Papa Roach was originally new metal. So yeah, I agree. So I'm confused. Butt rock? Like what the fuck? Literally? Come on, man. That's
Papa Roach, Skillet.
Korn?
All those bands that were once new metal and are still making music today, like 3 Days Grace, even they're considered butt rock now.
Even like the Rolling Stones?
I don't know about the Rolling Stones because they kind of coined their moment.
Here's a list of butt rock bands. Spoiler alert, Crush 40's not in here, but they should be. Three Doors Down, Alter Bridge, Candlebox, Creed, Daughtry, Days of the New, Dust for Life, Fuel, Hinder, Lifehouse, Live, Nickelback, POD, Pop Evil, Seether, Stained, The Calling, Third Day, and Von Ray.
A calling? Butt rock?
That all right? All of a sudden somebody agrees. What the fuck? Come on, man. Butt rock. I disagree with that term entirely. Entirely. It's a dumb term. Whoever coined that term's a fucking
the
butt.
internet made it up. What do you expect?
It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what it. Make
It's a
it
joke
make sense.
term.
It's
It's not
definitely a
meant
joke.
to be taken seriously.
All right. Well, you know me. I take everything serious. You know, it's a fucking G show. Come on, you gotta take things serious, right? Serious.
Well, then I hope you take this seriously. Rodan's Roar and Godzilla King of the Monsters is just fine.
It's butt rock.
There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Thank you, Red.
There it is. I get it now. Oh, I understand. Thanks, Rob. You made me understand it.
Now you understand.
No, I get it. Oh God, that's terrible.
Rodan is a butt rocker. This makes so much sense.
No, Rodan's supposed to be super cool,
So
bro. He
enlightening.
flies. Fuck. All right. Listen, we got to wind down here.
Yes.
Any last things to say about this trailer?
I'm hyped.
Bro,
I'm hopeful. And I am going to see this movie multiple times on the biggest screen I possibly can, spending the most money I possibly can, because fuck Disney, fuck your Lion King, fuck your fucking dated looking animation that already looks like it. And Ayo, I'm going to say it. Actually, I'm not going to say it because I know that fan base is going to find me and kill me.
The butt rock one.
No, Beyonce fans.
No, I thought she was butt rock. I'm thinking of it. I'm like, Beyonce makes butt rock. I digress. That's one.
let me
Alex.
just say, I'm going to be there
Or
day one with the Shadow the Hedgehog head popcorn bucket because you know it's coming.
It is.
I'm going to be there not even day one, day 0, Thursday the 19th. Don't even care. Multiple times. This movie's got me so hyped. I love Shadow. Like, bro, I can say all I want about my opinions about Sonic Adventure 2 as a video game. I still love that story to death.
I do too. In fact, I think I'm going to install that right now on the Xbox.
Do it.
Alex, last thoughts about the trailer? Okay, Alex has checked out for the night.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Last thoughts about the trailer.
Last things about the trailer.
Yeah, final
Right.
thoughts.
It had, as I said, it has everything that I wanted from a trailer, and I was worried for the last 2 years how they're going to incorporate Shadow because, as these guys know here, it's a very somewhat complicated story, and there's only one way you should do Shadow. You don't go messing with his past and stuff. So I'm glad that they're going with it and going straight for it. To me, this was like the most Sonic-esque of all the movies so far. And getting away from the more realistic way. Like the first film was very just down to earth, just Sonic visiting Earth. But now now it really feels like like if Sega is making a movie of Sonic. So I'm happy for that.
Nice. And final comment in the chats right now, Mr. Kemp, which again, I appreciate you, brother. I'm glad you're here. If I see this, it will be with my kids. I won't go out of my way to see it. My kid is going to be 21 about a couple weeks after this movie comes out. And I don't think she wants to see Sonic, which is upsetting. I personally will wait for Paramount Plus. But, yeah, listen. That'll do it. As Green 2 says, Sonic Movie 0 is the lost media. Maybe not. Who knows? But that'll do it for this edition of the G Show live stream. I'm happy everybody chimed in. Like, we got a lot of fucking... Like, holy shit. I did not know Sonic, of all things, was going to get hit like this. Maybe I just got to stop...
Dude, Sonic's huge.
Got to stop...
Sonic's big.
Got to start thinking outside the box. Fridays don't get the chat like this. But I want to thank the cohorts. Absolutely. Starting with you, Gam Z1. Thank you.
Thank you for setting this up for me so we could talk about the Hedgehog. I love talking about Hedgehog.
Absolutely. Alex, thank you for joining.
Of course, I can't miss it. I played every single game and watched every cartoon. How can I miss this?
Oh, God. That's a whole nother podcast onto itself. Rob, thanks for being
No,
here.
it is.
Of course, Sonic was my first video game ever of all time, so I gotta talk trailer. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And again, thanks everybody in the chat. As Mr. Kemp says, good night, people. Stay safe. Appreciate y'all all.